Hey. I know you're thinking. He's late again. Is he ever going to be on time for his own show? Probably not. But we're very excited today. We got a special guest. In the house. My man Modern Life Dayton came through to drop the good word for y'all. Let's get into the episode. Yo, what up, man? Welcome to another episode of Victory Talk. This is a podcast where we teach you how to build and improve your money, your muscle, and your mindset. Very exciting. We got a special guest today. Before I introduce him, okay, I'm out of breath because while the intro was playing, I had to run and do something. And my house is big, man. So I'm like running around. I ran a quarter mile. Now I'm back. I got it. All right. Listen. What the fuck was I talking about? Okay, right. I got an announcement. You've all been asking for it. The streets have been asking for it. Everybody's been asking for it. They're like, Brandon, when is Baller Mindset going to be released? Everybody's been asking. I get stopped in the streets. The mayor of Miami hit me up, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a DM from Trump. You know what I'm saying? Joe Biden asked me, I'm like, listen, everybody just relax. Baller Mindset's out now. It's out now. It's out right now. Is the link in the description?
Yes. First link in the description.
Yes. You can download Baller Mindset. I spent how much time we spent on this?
Oh my God.
Fucking months.
It took a couple of days to record it.
It
took a month to plan it.
It took more than a month to plan it because I broke down everything you need to take you from a bitch made broke boy all the way to a baller and or shot caller, depending on your preference, right? Whatever you identify. I identify as a baller shot caller, and take you from where you watch to where and anywhere in between. And I broke it down. It's way better than most people's paid shit. These other motherfuckers, they out here charging you shit. I'm giving it to you for free. And you may be thinking, why is it for free? Why is it free, Brandon? Why is it free? What's the catch? Only thing I want is clout. Now, I say clout. Most people say, I just want to leave a legacy, all that shit. Listen, every time I hear that, I was like, oh, use the clout chaser. You want clout so bad, you want motherfuckers to think about you when you dead. What kind of egomaniac is that? Well, that's me. This kind of egomaniac. So I'm hoping, my hope is that one of you poor bastards will be able to comprehend the game I'm laying down. You'll be able to pick up what I'm putting down, get yourself some money, and then give me all the credit. And be like, man, that should change my life. I want it to be a turning point in your life. I already got a lot of money. Doing really well. Right? And you motherfuckers are broke. So let me fix that. I want y'all to stop being broke. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, again, all you super chats going to the research and development for Thot Repellent. Thot Repellent. Easy to apply spray that will repel 5 to 10 thoughts at distances to about 5 feet, but we're working on it. We want to make it better.
Yes, we are testing like higher ranges, and
we want to get it so because listen, once you download Baller Mindset and you become a baller, these hoes gonna be all over you. You're not gonna be able to leave your house. It's gonna be like World War Z for you. It's gonna be like the last scene of I Am Legend, but instead of fucking zombies, it's fucking The cast of Fresh and Fit. It's not Myron and Fresh. Those are my guys. I'm talking about their guest. Maybe that's the right word. The creatures that be on there with them. They gonna be all over you, man. They want ballers. I hear them say it every week, man. What kind of man you want, right? I want a man who makes at least 6 figures, 8 figures, 7 figures. You know what I'm saying? I do, but right after she told Myron she got her GED. and she does real estate. We all know that's code for being a hooker.
Yeah.
We all know that's because they can't say, oh, I'm a fucking hooker. I'm an internet hooker, right? They can't say I'm an internet hooker. So they say real estate. I know the game.
Yeah.
I know the game. They got to say something, right? It's like I knew a girl who was a real whore. Like she had sex with people for money, and that was like her job, right? But she had to tell the IRS that she had some sham business.
Oh,
yeah, right. So what these hoes are doing is they're saying they do real estate, but it ain't the sham business. It's like for their public persona. Like, how you on all these trips? How the fuck you end up in Dubai? Right? What the fuck? Or you're always on a plane. How do you get on a fucking private airplane? I do real estate. Oh, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
you motherfucking, you Ryan Serhant in this motherfucker, huh, bitch? Huh? All right, no, it's cool. Thot Repellent. Keep them hoes away from you, man, because they'll ruin everything. Make no mistake. It's in the Bible, chapter 1. Moses was a prophet. You know that, right? He was a prophet.
Yeah.
He was a prophet. He wrote the book of Genesis. So he wrote that fable, that story about God making the fucking world in 7 days. God just whipped it up real quick, 6 days. Then he took a break. He's like, you know what? Let me chill. Hey, yo, Adam, you see this whole world and shit. I hooked the whole shit up for you, man. Shit is lit. Right? And I made you a bitch. Bad bitch. All I want you to do, you can do whatever you want. I don't give a fuck, man. Do whatever you want. Just don't fuck with my tree, man. You know what I'm saying? Just don't fuck with my tree. That's it.
One rule.
One rule. There used to be only one rule. What happened? Adam ain't had no thought repelling.
Nope.
Right? This bitch, Adam was a simp, obviously.
Yeah.
Pussy whip simp.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that later. He's pussy whip. He's a simp. What happened? His fucking bitch started talking to a goddamn snake. What Moses was trying to tell us was, don't talk to another guy. Moses was trying to say, don't let your bitch be out here talking to other dudes, right? Adam ain't learned that lesson. He had to learn the hard way, right? He letting this bitch kick it with another dude, snake. And the snake's like, hey, yo, come on, man. You be Adam. Hey, yo, man, if Adam was a real nigga, he'd be eating the apple. You know what I'm talking about, man? He'd be eating the apple, man. He listening to God and shit, man. Adam a bitch. And she was like, yeah, you know what, Snake? You're right. I'm not going to listen to my God and my man. I'm listening to your ass as you slither around the garden. Dumbass bitch. Listening to a snake in the garden instead of the Lord and her man. Dumbass bitch. I digress. Then she go to her simp ass fucking husband. This is all in the Bible. I'm not making none of this up.
I know.
Go to her simp ass husband. He's like, Adam, you just gonna listen to him? He said, don't eat the apple, and you just not gonna eat it. I thought you was a real nigga. That's what she said. I am a real nigga. Oh, God. And he was like, oh, well, if you a real nigga, why don't you eat the apple? Mm-hmm. Because Artem Eve was in Africa. That's why she talked to you.
For sure.
It was Mesopotamia, right? So like all the continents were together. That's what I'm assuming. So like it was probably Africa and American. So she was African American. That's why I asked. Africa and America. She was African Mesopotamia.
I believe you 100%.
Yeah, this is all in the Bible.
I believe you.
I can prove it to you. He's like, Adam, if you was a real nigga, you would eat the apple. You was a bitch. The snake said you was a bitch, and I can tell you a bitch. And he was like, I ain't no bitch. I'll eat the apple. Mm-hmm. And so Adam, what this motherfucking simp ass nigga do? He go eat the apple. Boom. Now we all got to get jobs, wear suits and shit. You wear clothes. Thanks a lot, bitch. I say all that to say, get yourself some Thot Repellent. All your super chats go to Thot Repellent, to the research and development of Thot Repellent. We don't want this to happen to you. Obviously, that and most of the Bible is a fucking fable, right? It's not real. You know what I'm saying? Like, God took a fucking rib from this nigga and made a bitch out of it. Yeah, all right. and then Jonah lived in a well for fucking 3 days. Yeah, all right, whatever. That shit is fake, right? But the message is real.
Yeah.
Moses was a prophet.
Yeah.
He was a prophet. All right. And Moses said, what I got from that story was, don't let your bitch be hanging out with other niggas. And don't listen to no bitch. There's a solid advice from Moses.
Timeless wisdom.
Timeless wisdom from the beginning of time. We had one rule, don't eat the apple. Now we got fucking 10 rules. Now I can't even fuck
my neighbor's wife.
I can't even fuck my neighbor's wife. I used to be able to do all that shit. Thanks, ho. Thanks, bitch. Get yourself baller mindset. Link in the description. That's it. And then everything go to super chat. Hey, we got a very special guest today. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm going to introduce you, but I got to give you some props. I took some time off from YouTube. About 2 years. Maybe I would throw the random video out here and there, but mostly I took time off. And I was like, I want to get back into YouTube. Right? So I started hitting up. We became cool. I hit up you, a bunch of a few other people who were doing big things over the last 2 years on YouTube. And it was a conversation. You came to Miami. It was a conversation with you. And we come full circle. Because this very show was based off our conversation that we had at the Sushi Shake restaurant.
Yep.
I wasn't eating sushi, nigga. Don't get me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I had the salmon. You know what I'm saying? Do you want rice with that? Of course not, bitch. Do I look like a rice eating that? Bitch, I'll slap the shit out you. No, I will, man. You just call. I feel like she called me a bitch.
Yeah.
No, I digress. I had some pre-workout before this.
I'm happy to be here.
It's kicking in. Yeah. So you said this was your idea because this is what you do.
Right.
You go live on the YouTube.
Yes.
I see it all the time. And he definitely gave me the game on how going live on YouTube works. Right. Because I used to do this way back in the day. Like in like the fucking 80s. I don't know. Yeah. Like it was definitely about 8 years ago. You see, I used to go live every Wednesday just with the fucking webcam and the computer microphone.
Yeah, the whiteboard. I remember.
Yeah,
I watched
the old school shit. But now, the whole game is different, man. So he told me what lights to get, the cameras I needed. You know, my man, wouldn't be no victory talk had it not been for this man giving me the game. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
I just want to let you know I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate, because remember, this room didn't exist when you came to my crib.
Yeah.
And I told you what the plan I had, and you said, "Hey, man." He said, "Man, don't face the window because you'll be just like me in Fresh and Fit. Face something else." Because it was behind me, man. Something else. I listened to you, brother. I listened to you. So it's my man, Modern Life Dating, man. Yo, got a amazing YouTube channel. Goes live. Tell us about yourself, brother. Those who don't know.
Well, basically, I start off as like just teaching dating, but then I realized that guys, like, having trouble in dating is usually a symptom of something else going wrong in their life.
Symptom.
You know, so I talk about teaching guys to be well-rounded in as many areas as possible. Basically, I just tell them make money, make muscles, learn game, hold frame. And, being broke is a travesty. I was just talking about that on this show. I was just on, like, if you're in America and you're honestly after the age of 35 and you're still broke, you fucked up.
You fucked up, man. You fucked up big time.
Big time.
Big time.
And so I do a show called Interview with the Man, 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday on my YouTube channel.
It's 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Weren't you doing it in the daytime at one point?
I was, but
changed that
after I met you and I saw how like organized you were with your schedule. I actually changed it to the nighttime because I used to be going to sleep like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, waking up at 12. But when I saw like how structured you were with everything, I was like,
the regimen.
no, just because you're the mentor, you're the boss man, you know. And so
It's high praise.
you know, so I just saw, because I want to be successful at your level, and so I just thought like, this man's going to sleep early, he's waking up, he's on time with like the rest of society, and I was doing this vampire shit, you know, like my live streams would start like 10, 11 o'clock at night in Japan, and I'd go to like 2 o'clock in the morning, then do some work, and then go to bed at like 5, 6 a.m. sometimes. But I'm 37 now. That shit's starting like
starts to catch up with
yeah,
you,
it's starting to take its hold on me. So after meeting you and then restructuring it, now the first thing in the morning when I wake up, I get right to my show and get it out of the way, hit the gym, and just far more efficient in my day-to-day life. I mean, meeting you is like, I think a lot of people don't really understand, like, I don't know, it's very intimidating to meet you, just to know that.
What you mean? What the fuck you mean intimidating? Huh? No, I'm just playing.
Well, in regards to like how successful you are and like how stoic you are, and like, and every time I watch your videos, because I'm a huge fan, I still watch to this day.
Thank you.
I sit there and I'm like, you know, even my mom was watching with me, and she was like, when you're like, you know, not putting food in your mouth is the lowest form of discipline. My mom was watching that. She's like, damn, he's right.
Shout out to your mom. She's a wise woman. She's a wise woman.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's up, man. I'm glad to hear it, man. Yo, you just came from a podcast. You pulling.
I did.
You pulling. Come on, man. My man.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man. He's a hard working brother. Doing a double shift. So, you know what I'm saying? Double hitter. I heard there was some drama.
I needed a big case of Thot Repellent.
Yeah, man. Listen, brother.
We need it.
Yo, all your super chats go to development Thot Repellent, man. My man could have been spraying them hoes down. You know what I'm saying? They come at him crazy. And they would have scurried, you know, like roaches. You know, when you spray them with the bug spray. Listen, bugs can't get up here.
Yeah.
Like, it's not their natural habitat, a high-rise apartment, luxury apartment, but in your house, when you got spray bugs, you know how they scurry. That's what Thot Repellent does to the house.
Yeah.
That's what it does to the house.
I need some.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, we're working on it, brother.
I'm
We only
waiting.
got the prototype right now, but, you know, all the super chats go towards that.
I'm waiting for the $100 super chat.
Yeah, man. Yo. So, all right. So you teach them make money, build muscle, frame, gang.
Yeah.
What's the difference between frame and gang?
So frame is having boundaries. I didn't really understand the concept of boundaries until I was like 35.
Okay. Tell me more about that. Boundaries.
So a lot of guys, and you know, because we're mainly male audience, right?
Yeah. It is like there might be, I know my girl's watching in the other room, and then, you know, maybe there's probably a few guys who make their girlfriends watch this so they can see real niggas.
Yeah.
Right. And they get horny enough to have sex with them later. I know that's a good mating strategy for a lot of you guys, you know. But other than that, it's mostly guys.
Yeah. So, I mean, ultimately with boundaries, it's just identifying what you want in life, what you're okay with, and then what you're not okay with. And then most importantly, enforcing those boundaries. And I just
like what you mean, like enforcing.
So,
like,
right. It sounds bad, but like enforcing in the
tell
sense
me more about that.
like enforcing in the sense of just removing yourself from that person's presence permanently. Like, you know, if like, for example, I have some family members that are just like, sometimes they talk to me a certain way. And I'm like, nah.
Your family's overrated, man.
I mean, I do love certain family members, but other ones are just like, you know, when they talk to me and just make me feel a certain way that I'm just not okay with, and I know there's no resolution to this, it's kind of just this drama kind of thing. I'm just like, no, that's not okay. Like, you're not allowed to be around me.
I got a sister. Well, my youngest sister, she's cool. When I say young, she's not younger than me, but she's the youngest of the two. She's cool. She's in Chicago still. I have an older sister, and this chick like yelled at me once. I ain't talked to her since.
Yeah.
This is like, yo, this is legit like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
she yelled at me.
Yeah.
I ain't talked to her since, man. Yeah. So is that what you mean?
Yeah. Like,
fuck this whole yelling at me for,
just
man.
people in general. Like, you know, I've kind of noticed when I was like kind of coming up in my success journey, like I noticed like rich and successful people, they quickly can identify when a situation is going to get toxic or dramatic, whatever, and they just dip out. You know, I've seen a couple dip outs on the Fresh and Fit podcast. You know, it's like, all right, this is going on the front page of World Star. I'm out of here.
Yeah. I was on with Mike, and Mike left. Mike left.
Rashid, yeah, because he's too successful.
Yeah,
and he could probably feel that energy and be like, okay, you know what? I'm out. Protect my peace. That's a boundary.
Yeah. No, that was right. You know, Myron made a big deal before that episode about Brandon, you always leave early. He said, please don't leave early. So I was thinking, even when Mike left, I was like, fuck. I promised Myron I wouldn't leave early.
Yep.
So I stomached through it, you know. But I gotta keep my word.
No, for sure. But
anyway, go ahead.
Well, I think just a lot of guys have no boundaries nowadays. When it comes to dating too, they have like not a lot of standards. They put up with a lot of crap.
Tell me more about that.
Well, I mean, I think it's really interesting that you mentioned when you're having your sales meetings, like anytime there's a guy who's kind of dipping, you always talk to him. You're like, what's going on? He's
what's going on with your life, bro?
And it's always some kind of female or something along those lines.
Not always, but most of the time.
I'm trying to be politically correct.
No, because sometimes it's just like they have I had this concept. I call it like mental RAM. A scientist, motherfucker, would call it mental bandwidth or something of that nature. Cognitive load is the term they use, in psychology. But I call it mental RAM because it's easy for me to think about it like that. One is when you have a computer and let's say you had a computer from the 90s or some shit and it don't have a lot of RAM and you open up a bunch of programs, it crashes or slows down at the very least.
Yeah.
And when you have a lot of shit going on in your life, you have too much mental RAM and it slows your brain down. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of it can be like some girl tripping, like that's the most of the time. Yeah, it's some girl in my sales guy.
I just love that you actually hold men and women accountable because that one study you pulled up on your show, Victory Talk, a while ago, about the significant other, that was mind blowing for me.
Yeah, yo, keep talking, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull it up. I'll show you.
Yeah, because I talk about this too because I run something called the Masculine Empowerment Network where I help guys get their lives together. And a lot of the times that these guys come to me and there's a overbearing girlfriend, a nagging wife, something along those lines. And like, even going back to the Bible, even the Bible said it's better for you. It's even better for you to live on the corner of a roof than the same house as a quarrelsome woman.
Come on. Is that in the Bible?
That's in Proverbs.
That's in Proverbs.
Yeah.
Well, then that's how you know it's true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? say that one more time, brother. I feel like I need to hear it again.
So it said that it is better for a man to live not on a roof, to live on the corner of a roof.
You don't even get a whole roof.
You get the corner of a roof, then share the same house as a quarrelsome woman. And that's true. I mean,
that's so true.
It's scientifically too. It's being backed up when you have so many. I mean, I've seen so many guys like countless potential that just give it up and give it away because some girl feels bad, feels bad about his hobby or his passion. Because she doesn't think she can keep up if he gets successful and he might, replace her.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I'm gonna find a study in time. Whatever, fuck it. Just trust me. Maybe I can't. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this thing right quick. Because you're 100% right, man.
Yeah, and men or women too. Like I've seen it. I've seen so many people just like hamper themselves with a bad partner. And, nowadays too, it seems to be a growing phenomenon. I mean,
have you seen that a lot with the people you coach?
What's that?
Have you seen that a lot with the people you coach? Like these guys, they just can't handle it. Some girl is fucking their shit up.
Girl, overbearing mom. You know what I mean?
Their mom is fucking their shit up.
A lot of these guys have moms.
White boys. Yeah. White guys be hating their mama. Right? Is it true? Like when Eminem was singing, I was like, what the fuck? Yo, motherfuckers don't like their mom? Who don't like their mom? Like black guys love their moms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool though, man. We're all different,
Yeah.
And I like basketball. I like basketball. I'm black. Right? Well, like if you're white, you probably
like golf.
You probably like golf. Hate your mom. If you're black, you probably love your mom. You probably have, affinity towards basketball, and you got a big ass dick. Balls. You know what I'm saying? Once you go black, like the ladies know, the three girls watching this, they know, man. Once you go black, you never go back to your parents' house. I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
Just about the partners. No, and then like I just think anybody who is an obstacle to your success, they have to go.
Yeah, they gotta go, man.
Without
They
a
gotta
doubt.
go. They gotta. You either my boy Dunson from Chicago.
Mm.
I think he's still alive, but I don't know. And he's a gangster. And he was like, "Yo, listen, man." He was talking to somebody. He was trying to intimidate. He's like, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna make money with you, or I'm gonna make money off you." I just remember him saying that. I was like, shit.
Goddamn.
I was over there like, God damn, that was hard. He's gonna shoot these people, man. He might shoot these people. All right. I digress. It was like, yo, basically he was saying either you in the way, you know what I'm saying, or you gonna be part of the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Either you on the team or you opposition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was when the year had a big breakthrough, was in 2019, when anybody that I had like people that were just kind of like argumentative, or like you feel tired after they leave the room. I just decided like I'm gonna make a hard cut on that. And I had like one good friend and like a ride or die girl. And that was a year like I was able to turn everything around.
Come on, man. You gotta get away from these people, man. Energy is contagious. You know, you're gonna become like the people you're around. Yeah. Right. Whether you want to or not. Like there's a reason people from different regions, they have similar dialect, they dress similar. They weren't born like that. It wasn't DNA, right? They learned it involuntarily. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You know, the slaves escaped and went to Chicago. That's why I sound like this. I didn't choose to sound like this. Like, believe me, I would have picked something different if I got to pick my accent. But this the black people in Chicago are mostly descendants of some runaway slaves. So rowdy, you know. We refuse to be held in bondage, you know. But we had a lot of people, black guys from Chicago. A lot of us have a southern twang in our voice, but we didn't learn it, right? I mean, we weren't born like that. You pick up on it and it becomes a part of you. Yeah. But everything's like that. It's not just your accent or your dialect or your style of dress. It's like your actual demeanor. And there's studies that show that your success level. Like, there's actual studies that show that. You actually, it's deeper than when people say you're the sum of the 5 people you're around. It's deeper than that. So I wish I had to study handy, but there was one that showed that I know we're boys. If one of your friends gets fat and I don't know him, I have a higher percentage, statistically, I have a higher likelihood of gaining weight.
And you don't know the guy?
I don't even know the motherfucker. Whoa. Yo, I'm just telling. There's actual scientific studies. I wish I could find it right now and pull it up.
The same thing is actually in my field is divorce. Like if your girl knows of someone getting a divorce, her chance of divorcing you goes up by like a significant percentage. I think it's like 30% or more.
Damn.
That's why you see when one divorced girl starts hanging around with a bunch of married wives, eventually those wives drop off.
Or if like, damn, man. So like, what happens if you if your girl's like, all her friends are whores?
You got to get her a blanket because the fucking streets are cold.
God damn, that was cold. I like that one. Yo, this is real shit, man. So you gotta protect your environment. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's definitely serious. And when I first moved to New York, one of the things I did, I moved to a neighborhood that I couldn't really afford. Oh wow. It was called Forest Hills, and it was in Queens. And like I think Donald Trump grew up there, or the neighborhood that's adjacent, and just a bunch of ballers. And over the tracks, there's a place called Forest Hill Gardens, fucking mansions, like huge mansions, like $5-10 million homes. And I would like ride a fucking bicycle through there, right? Just something about proximity makes you feel it's possible. Yeah.
How old were you when you did that?
Early 20s, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, powerful. Early 20s, man. Powerful. And it really it plays a role on you. It plays a role, your environment. But everything. I'm sure when you put on this suit, you feel more like you're ready to, you know what I'm saying, take on the world. Same shit when I throw on a bunch of diamonds. I feel like king of the hood.
This is like a low level Thot Repellent.
Yeah. Nah, man. That's gonna bring them on, man. They're gonna be like, girl, he got on a business suit. He must do business. Let's see what he's talking about. Nah, that's what's up. All right, so that's frame.
Yeah, just the boundaries, protecting yourself and all that stuff. That's the most important thing. And I think enforcing boundaries, because a lot of people have the inability to let go of people who are bad for them. They say like, oh, blood's thicker than water, family, gangs, like, they become like dependent on this whole support system that's not necessarily the best thing for them.
I'd slap the shit out of almost all my cousins if I needed to for Derek. Yeah. He's not my blood. You know what I'm saying? None of y'all safe.
Yeah.
If I got to slap you for Derek, I slap you for Derek. And he do the same for me. He stomp a cousin out for me. You know what it is. I'd shoot a bullet for Derek.
Yeah.
I mean, take a bullet for Derek.
Both.
Whatever, man. Whatever the situation calls.
Whatever
for.
needs.
Because that's like my brother. So I get it. Sometimes it's actually thicker than blood.
Can I ask you a question?
What up, man?
So what are like some of your rules to when you like meet somebody and you're like, okay, like I just can't give my energy or time to this person?
I want to answer that in 1 second. But there's something I would say to people. I've said this to a bunch of like my friends, my guy friends. I'll be like, listen, it's better to lose the game than to lose the frame. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like whatever game you're playing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's way, because if you lose the game, because if you lose your frame, you're gonna lose the game anyway.
It's already lost.
Or it's a game you're not gonna enjoy playing that game once you've lost the frame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just went through that right now. They were trying to tell me to like apologize for this girl.
Oh,
because I said that she was 40 pounds overweight, and she
was she 40 pounds overweight?
Probably 50.
50. She should apologize to you for making her look at that. You had to look at that for the whole episode.
And they were ganging up on me, trying to say, you should apologize. You should apologize. So do you apologize? I was like, no, and I'm out, and I left.
That's what hey, come on, man. Let's give my man a round of applause. Listen, being fat is not what's up.
No, it's not okay.
1,400 Americans die every day of obesity-related diseases. This is a stat. You can look it up. It's on the World Health Organization. To put that in perspective, how many people died in 9/11?
9,000?
Only 3.
Oh wow!
Right now, it sucks. 3,000 people dying at once is awful, right? But it's like a 9/11, almost like that every other day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But it's so gradual and it happens so slow. Right, where 9/11 was like dramatic and it was instant, one day I'm about to go to college today and like, nope, there's tanks in the street because I was in DC. And the Pentagon got hit, right? Jesus. But it's dramatic, so it changed the whole world. Nothing's been the same since that, right?
Yeah.
But we have that fucking 9/11 every other day.
Yeah.
The equivalent, almost a little bit less. I'm rounding up. The equivalent every other day. And these motherfuckers are really trying to make it like it's okay, right?
Yeah.
You know why though, right? You know why they want it to be okay? Like when I see like Victoria's Secret with like a fat mannequin, I was like, ugh, man, I used to beat off to this. Now, y'all fucking up people's childhood, man. I grew up on this,
Mm-hmm. They're in
Can't
trouble.
do it now.
They're in trouble financially.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I have a theory. The average American is 17 pounds overweight on average, right? This is a real statistic. So how many people are like way above average, right? So it's these motherfuckers buy clothes too. So they say, hey, fuck it. sell these fat hoes some clothes, man. Yeah. Some black guy will fuck them, right? some black guy will fuck her big ass. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean,
and I want to call out. I think we should call out our people, man. You black, right?
Half.
Just a little bit, right? Enough,
a little
right?
in there.
If the cops stop you,
yeah,
black.
Trinidad.
No, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I think we need to. I think it's the black man perpetuating this shit because we out here fucking fat hoes.
Well,
not me, obviously. My girl, first of all, she Dominicana, right? You know what I'm saying? Mucho caliente, mi amor, mi novia mucho caliente. Ejercicio, mucho ejercicio para abdominales. I speak a little Spanish. You can see me with no fat asshole, right?
No.
But they out here.
Yeah.
I think
How you,
black guys in Victoria's Secret. Making it.
I just want to know how somebody could get mad at me for them being fat. Like, why are you mad at me? Because you're 40, 50 pounds overweight.
Yeah, man. If somebody said, hey, man, you're bald, Brandon Carter.
Yeah.
I mean, like, no, apologize to me. No, I'm bald, man.
Yeah.
You know, male pattern baldness. You know, all the coolest guys are bald, like Jordan, Tupac. You know, it's all good. You know. Anyway, you asked me a question
About what are like your red flag indicators when you meet someone? You're like, this person can't hang out with me.
I think. Correct me if I'm sure the chat will correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's law number 9. I think it's chat. I think it's number 9, 48 laws of power. And you know, it's avoid the unhappy and the unlucky.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, a lot of it is that if somebody's like, unless I feel like I can help them, right? So it's different. If somebody's unlucky, right? If the bad shit is happening, if they're coming at me like they want pity, I'll probably like disassociate myself with it. But if they're coming at me like, yo, I got this problem, can you help me?
Yeah,
go out, right? Because there's a difference, right? If I have a problem and I come to you and be like, yo, man, listen, I'm trying to tackle this thing, I need your help, right? Yeah. There's a difference between that and, man, this thing happened to me, right? Oh man, like a little hoe, right? That's hoe shit, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, no hoe shit. And I think another thing is, you know, people who are like just, you know, cynical.
Oh, you know, that's like dark.
Yeah, because it's self-prophesying. It's self-fulfilling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You never meet a successful cynic.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you have to be an optimist either, but someone who's negative or cynical, you know, perpetually, that's self-fulfilling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with the positive side of that too.
Yeah.
You know, in 2015, I started watching some of your older content, right?
Good for you.
And one of the things you said is like, you need to listen to or read The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles 10 times.
That's my shit.
And I literally did that 10 times. I listened to it over and over 10 times in a row.
Now you rich. Look at that.
I'm getting there. I think you're really rich. I'm like,
true.
I'm entry level rich.
Hey, man, you're doing really well for yourself, man.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing really well for yourself. You know, I say you
trying to be like you and Derek.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, we older.
Yeah.
And you how old are you?
37.
Just
37.
Oh, you're doing great. You're doing great. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Hey, hold that thought. We got to bring in my man Romulus for the market recap. You know what it is. Yo.
Excellent. Great to be here, Brandon. Good afternoon. And by the way, I missed you last week, buddy.
I know, man. Hey, man,
yep.
I missed you.
Cause.
I missed everyone. You know, I had to. It was my son's graduation. He graduated from kindergarten, man. You know, the children are our future, Romulus. I had to be there.
Well, yeah, our children are our own future. If you're not taking care of your own, then, you know, Brandon and I are going to come in and take your kids away from you and do it right.
No, you're going to have to handle their own kids, man. Them poor bastards. We're going to do it on accident with all the taxes we got to pay when your kids is on welfare.
Forget it. But you know what? Taxes aren't a problem for anyone who's in our Legion, Brandon, because we're making money. And then you don't say, oh, I got to pay taxes, and you got to bitch and whine about it. You know what I say?
What do you say?
Oh, I'm paying taxes. That must mean I'm making money.
That must be I'm making money. I look at one of my mentors, man, dude named Owen Cook. I asked him about that. He said, man, I feel like, you know, taxes is the deal I pay to do business in America, right? You know, like America's my business partner. Yep. You know what I'm saying? It's like I didn't make the internet. I didn't make all these roads. I didn't put this infrastructure there. I couldn't do this in Syria. So, you know, I like clean water and shit. So fuck it, you know.
Ticket in the door. Yep. Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I was doing the taxes, a little over a month ago, I guess now. And I'm looking at how much I paid just for 2023, because it was just, you know, we were kind of doing a whole bunch of stuff. And I thought, wait a minute, this is like 3.5 months, because it was in the middle of April.
Yeah.
And I've already paid more taxes than most people make an entire year just in 3 months. That was the tax.
Come on, man. Let's go. Shout out to you, Romulus. Yeah.
And you know what? Great.
What's
Bring it
up?
on. Bring it on. They're going to lower taxes. They're going to raise taxes. They come and go. And I'll just keep giving to Caesar what is due Caesar because
Come on, man.
I'm paying. I'm making money.
Somebody asked. I saw some people are asking if this is live. Nah, it's Tuesday.
You know, I wanted to ask you about that, Brandon, because
what's up?
You and I've done some different events. We do our podcast. You know, you graciously allowed me to come on here for a bit every Tuesday night.
Yeah,
8
man.
o'clock, the Victory Unit podcast, where we are declaring victory over chumps and chimps all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
But do people doubt that we're live? Like, is that a thing?
You know, man, not the smart ones.
I mean, come on. This is 2000.
You know, the average IQ in America is
scary, right?
About 100. You know, and it's a bell curve, man. You know, there's people we're gonna be when you have like 400 or almost 500 people watching. You know, it's like we're going to have people on all sides of that. You know,
I don't know what you mean about 400 or 500 people. When I look at the numbers the following day, it's 12 to 15,000 people. So you got it wrong.
You know what they want to know,
You're not right about your numbers.
I think they want to know what's going on with the market, man. We're real excited, man. You got some charts to show us, brother.
Yes, we do got some charts to show you guys, some situations happening in the markets. And even though we're coming up to summertime, it must go back a while. Sometimes you think about how industries get going, how they perpetuate, how they grow, how they become kind of self-fulfilling monsters. And Wall Street is one of those. It doesn't exist in a vacuum, Brandon. And every single day, every single week, there's something else going on. There's some kind of a news event. There's some type of a government announcement. There's some company. It's all for the purposes of, you know what sometimes I think? I think it's for the purpose of just driving activity into the markets.
Come on, man.
Even though it's summertime, we got a whole bunch of stuff happening between now and the end of June that you don't want to fall asleep at the switch. So as I mentioned, every time we do this, this takes a second for me to kind of click over. And as I'm doing this, Brandon, do me a favor. Who is the erstwhile young gentleman who came in the suit and the slick back hair to join us tonight?
Oh, this is my man. modern life dating.
How's it going, Romulus? Big fan.
Great. Good to see you. I hope to be able to learn more about you, and hopefully, do you think he can ever join us in the Discord, Brandon?
Hey, man, we'll see, man.
I'm already in.
He's already in there.
I'm already in.
Let's go. He's a Victory Unit member.
Yeah, great. Every Wednesday, we'll be doing this tomorrow. We do a little trader town hall, 4:15 p.m. Eastern time, and that's a free. That's right. That's a free event for everybody. Greg and I, we just jump on there for about 30 minutes. So we've got our chart up here. This is the broad market. We always look at the S&P 500, everybody. You notice, anyone who pays attention to this podcast, you've been joining us for the last 7-8 months, which, by the way, is a great decision. It's not a good decision. It's a great decision to come here every Tuesday night. But I always start with the S&P 500. You notice I don't start with some little stock like Stop or, some Kathy Wood type of thing. I always start with the S&P because it's the controlling factor of global stocks across the entire world. It has more influence, more ability than any other single factor out there in terms of understanding the market. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I suggest that you do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know the markets. And what Brandon is thinking, because he and I think alike when it comes to pulling that money into our pockets, is he's thinking, gee, that's another big red candle. And it's another time when the market went down, when the volume spiked.
And there's a fake breakout above that trend line that we've been trying to bring their attention to for weeks now. Yeah,
that triangle. The
And
triangle
it broke. People got excited when it broke that trend line, right? It was a fake breakout.
I'll tell you this, let's move it to a weekly chart if you don't mind. You don't mind, right? No, you don't care.
Nah, man,
We're making money, so I know you don't care. All right, so I've got it on a weekly chart, which means each one of these green and red candles represents a full week of trading. And that way you can see this triangle a little bit easier, a little bit better. And by the way, when you get to these longer term patterns, these bigger multi-month patterns, because now that we're on a weekly, this goes back to October 2022. So it's a little over 7 months old. When you get to these longer term patterns, the people that taught me, now again, this is from the mentors that I had. This is from the guys that wrote the books. This is from the people that invented technical analysis in the 1920s and 30s, so 100 years ago. What a lot of them told me was that on these longer term patterns, Brandon, it makes sense when you see breakouts like this, or let's say it's a reverse triangle or descending triangle, a breakdown from a multi-month. You got to give it 2.5% to 3% move before you say, okay, that's a confirmed pattern move, which means that the S&P 500 would have to be somewhere up here for it to say, yep, that's a confirmed breakout. Not just above it. You're not like a little turtle popping the head out and screaming back into the safety of its shell. Make sense?
Yeah, okay. No, I feel you. So it's got to be like strong. It's got to be.
There you go. You want veritable proof. You don't want this hemming and hawing. If you see a breakout like we saw here recently in the last week and a half, and it only had a couple of percent, it went above the breakout line by not even a full percent. That perhaps is not something that's going to hold. So you just need more proof when it comes to these longer. Now, if you're trading patterns that are shorter term in nature, a month and a half, 2 months, 4 weeks, something like that, it's not as necessary to see that bigger 3% plus move to say, yes, now we've got something confirmed and we can kind of go with that. As a matter of fact, I can show you a pattern here. I mean, this is not really pattern analysis time, but we're going to move gold back to a daily, kind of hopping around the different time frames. One of the things that I get the privilege and the right to do, the fact that I'm an ancient Roman allows me to do that. And you see here, this is called a double top. Why? Well, because it's got 2 tops.
Yeah.
I know, right? Just brilliant stuff.
And that's a bearish pattern.
That is a bearish pattern, everybody. It doesn't become a double top. This is a big internet fallacy. This is something that you'll see a lot of other of the YouTubers out there, the ones who claim they know what they're doing, when all they did was take one lesson from a joker who took one lesson from a joker. The double top is not confirmed, nor can it be called a double top until it breaks down past the valley, which is what you have right here. So I'll even draw in a rough little estimate right there. So my big purple line, and I use purple because that's the color of royalty. So it has to break down below here to confirm that it is indeed a double top. And this is a double top, okay? I don't need to see this break down 3% or below that line to say why, because it's just a few weeks. It's a month and a half or so in the making, okay? Unlike that bigger pattern on the S&P, which is now 7 months plus, because what did we see? We saw it break out above, and then it came right back in. So like Brandon said, and he said it correctly, everybody, it was kind of a false breakout for now. Does it mean that
it could break out, right? But it's
absolutely. Let's understand that too. It could be retesting and doing those other kinds of things. But if you are someone who is looking to trade this breakout, this ascending triangle that has now been in place for 7 months, you got to wait. Okay, you got to sit back and wait a little bit. Now, the difference though is that I'm hesitant to kind of follow through with this because the internal condition of the market, and we talk about these indicators a lot. Some of them are down in here. Some of them are volume oriented. Some of them are made up of other moving averages and advanced decline lines, new highs, new lows, those kinds of things. I call them the internal condition of the market. They're not supportive of what we see on price. Price is often a great place to look for analysis. It is. It's the first place to look for analysis. But sometimes it can be deceiving. And what does that remind me of? My ex-wife. Sorry. Deceiving, Brandon. Sometimes price can be deceiving. Okay? And in this case, it might be like that. Let's go back to August of 2022. Okay. Where am I going here? Here we are. So you see this breakout above that resistance line?
Yeah.
Which is the same one we're battling right now. That was nicely
and it's the same one. That was
thing. Price
was that's the 200 you haven't read, right? The 200 moving average.
Red line. In this case, the red line is the 200-day moving average was the thing that kept it in check. Since then, it has been that purple line, and again, which is the higher end of that ascending triangle, purple line keeping it in check right now. So sometimes price can be deceiving, and that kind of upsets a lot of people, both retail traders and investors, professional traders and investors, because they want to just know, oh, well, I can look at a pattern, I can see the price doing X, Y, or Z, and then I know what to do next. But that's not enough many times. You've got to rip open that closet, look under the rug, get underneath the hood of what's happening, look into the patient. And in this case, when we look into the patient, we see that the internal condition of the market for the last several months has not been confirming the price action, which is one of those times. It doesn't happen every time. As a matter of fact, it's probably happens a little less than what happens otherwise. But in this case, price is being deceptive. So what do we do? How do we handle ourselves? How do we carry forward? First, do what I suggested when we opened the conversation. Wait for further confirmation on the upside if you're a bull or if you're looking to buy the breakout of this particular thing. Also, be careful when you see things that start to rip and you get that FOMO. You think, oh, look at this stuff. I mean, you see that it's Pepsi, but if I could have hid this symbol, I can't on my screen, but if I could have hid the symbol, you would have probably thought, oh, this is one of those tech stocks. That's Microsoft. That's Google. That's Meta. That's Netflix. That's one of those FANG stocks that's been ripping.
It's been ripping. Look at it, and then
this thing's been ripping. And now in just a matter of a couple of days, the throat got slit and it just tumbles right on. And look at the volume on this tumble. This isn't good.
So you wouldn't look at that and say that was like that. That's just a pullback. That's more than a pullback to you.
The volume is saying it's more than a pullback. Now it could be bought over the short term and do what we do a lot of, which is that swing trading where we pick up positions like this.
Yeah,
we take it for just a couple of days and we get out. But that's not people. That's not most of the traders and investors out there looking at this thinking, oh, this is one of those stocks that I missed on the way up, and now I'm going to have an opportunity because in a few weeks it's going to go back to these highs and it's just going to keep on ripping. And I just wonder if that's the case. And this is just me wondering. Why is the volume so hot and heavy? Why are people so interested in getting out of this thing?
Yeah, like people were. It seems like the volume side on the selling days, that's telling you that people were excited to sell at that.
Yeah, excited to get out. And again, if this stock is such a great thing, then why are they so interested in getting the heck out of there?
Why were they so excited about it?
So a couple of weeks ago, this was one of those hot stocks. Everybody's falling head over heels. They're getting bit by the FOMO. They got to get in. They got to get in. And they learn their lesson. And then gold too. I mean, up until right around in here. So 3 weeks ago, and then a couple weeks prior to that. I mean, I couldn't check any internet news site without being bombarded by gold bulls. They were everywhere. They were all over the place. And now gold is looking to go lower. I mean, this isn't done yet. This pattern isn't fulfilled. How much lower? I mean, it's not going to probably turn into a total disaster. But you can just see what I'm saying about this thin market. And Brandon, you read the reports every day that I've been putting out last several weeks. What have I been saying? Thin markets are dangerous markets.
Dangerous, yeah.
We have a thin market that has been held up for the last several weeks by just a handful of stocks. Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Google. Those are your primary stocks that have been holding this market up. The whole entire market being held up. Did you know that just Apple and Microsoft alone, which are the two biggest stocks out there, they alone represent 15% of the entire S&P 500.
Yeah, Apple's like I read something that Apple's is worth more than the entire Russell 2000.
Yeah, Apple's worth more than Brazil
and Russia, right?
And Russia. Okay, like the whole place.
Yeah,
and I get it. It's a good company, but it's not that good.
Yeah, man, we talking on Apple devices. Most of it.
It's just not that good. Okay. Nothing's worth that much. No, we had a question in our Discord recently. This is great. Some of our great Victory Unit followers out there. And they were talking about Microsoft. A couple of them said, yeah, I bought it recently and paid this, paid that, or I bought it a year ago. I've been holding it for a while. I'm wondering if it's going to go back to those highs so I can maybe take a small profit or get out with a less of a loss that I'm carrying right now. And then the conversation evolved into, well, should we buy Microsoft up here? That's a great company. Look, that's an age-old discussion. Okay, you guys may not be aware of this, but there was a famous money manager who worked for Fidelity. Fidelity right now, they do a lot of broker-dealer stuff, but they also manage a lot of mutual funds. And his name is Peter Lynch. He's still alive. He's retired right now.
Hey, I read his book.
Okay, it's a great book. I learned a lot from reading his stuff and following him as well. I'm not knocking Peter Lynch at all.
He has a few books, yeah.
He's a bright guy. He has a lot to offer. I was able to learn a lot from him. But one of his main premises for investing was something like this. Hey, it's a great company. And he would say, look, drive past a parking lot of a company, whatever it happens to be, a retail store. So drive past a Walmart. If the parking lot is full, then buy the stock. You can't do that anymore. Okay.
Yeah, it's different now.
You can't do that kind of stuff anymore because the parking lot you drive past could be full, but the other 3,000 parking lots that you can't see could be ghost towns. And Microsoft happens to be a great company. Apple happens to be a great company. But whoa, what happened there? But why do you want to pay top dollar for something that is just a great company? Wouldn't you rather pay
up? The volume is, you see the volume decreasing as it goes up. That's a negative. Dangerous. That's a negative divergence. Am I right?
It's definitely a bearish divergence. I'm glad you brought that up and noticed that because I forgot about that about Apple. But you're paying top dollar for these stocks. Okay, they're really, really expensive by every single metric, by their own historical metrics, by stock market metrics. They're more than twice.
The P ratio is ridiculous.
They're ridiculous.
On those it's out of control.
You're getting no value at all. For buying
the P ratio is retarded on Apple.
So what are we saying? They're priced to perfection. What does that mean? It means that everyone has bought this stock and they expect absolute 100% perfect execution on Apple and Microsoft for the next 5 or 10 years. And nobody does things that well in life. I don't care if it's AI. Oh, and by the way, just a quick couple of comments about AI, because that's why this thing is sparked. This whole thing got sparked because of AI. And they think, look, you know what a commodity is, right? A commodity is something where you don't make much money because anybody can do it. Anybody can grow a stalk of corn. Okay. Anybody can grow a freaking soybean. That's why it's called a commodity. Commodities are out there, oil, gold. These things, they're like in the ground. They're all over the place. AI is a commodity. It is a lot easier to produce AI software and then turn it to your advantage or sell it than you would ever imagine, because people are using other AI software products to do it. Yeah. It's only a matter of 6 months or less before AI just becomes another commodity.
There's a lot of different. It's not. It won't be long for it.
It's not a competitive advantage anymore because people don't Google or Microsoft or these other companies, Apple, Zoom, everybody's using it already, and they're already. Did you know? I would bet that no less than 50% of all the top technical colleges, what I'm talking about, engineering schools, have their own AI programs that they've produced in the last couple of years. It's all over the freaking place. Okay. How are they going to make, the bottom line is this: they price the stocks up like these companies are going to make money from this stuff. How are they going to make real dollars from it when you can go out there to every little corner software shop and buy it for a couple of pennies?
Hey man, that's going to be for free. That's what's going to be interesting. How are you going
to make massive? You're not going to make that kind of money. Okay, it's another little mini bubble that got formed almost overnight, and I think that's very interesting because these little mini bubbles get formed almost instantly because of the viral nature of information these days. Things get passed around so fast, and everybody gets hit with that FOMO. Then they go running, and what do? We just start pulling dollar bills out of their pockets as they're running past.
Yeah. Hey, a few months ago, every YouTuber was talking about how to make money with AI. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who started a business, a copywriting business using just AI. Like, ain't nobody did that shit, man.
Ain't nobody. No, I know we've hit on a lot of different topics. So what I talked about initially when I opened up with was don't fall asleep at the switch because it's summertime. Yeah. We got Memorial Day. I live in Indiana, so we've got a big car race coming up over the weekend. Everybody's talking about this. I won't go because I just can't imagine spending 8 hours of my life watching cars go in a circle. I've got other things I want to do. However, don't fall asleep because there's a lot happening. There's another Federal Reserve meeting in a couple of weeks. We've got another bunch of inflation reports coming out, plus the debt ceiling stuff and the war. Unfortunately, and this saddens my heart to no end, the war in Ukraine and Russia is turning to a degree that is to be expected. By the way, if you've ever watched Gone with the Wind, great movie, please watch it. If you haven't, it's awesome. Gone with the Wind opening scene was the same opening scene I remember hearing quotes from the Russian soldiers who were told, "You'll be back in 2 weeks."
Yeah, man. Yeah,
those things. And then as these wars drag on, people become frustrated. They become numb to the death, and they start to do worse things to each other, and things start to spiral even more out of control because they get desperate.
And that's why, like, to navigate this terrain, man, they should join the Discord. You know what I'm saying? When Romulus is in there, I know you're doing a free training in there tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, 4:15 Eastern. We do it every Wednesday. We call it Trader Town Hall. And then for the people that are in the Legion, which is the exclusive members only position, like Brandon's in there. We have, I don't know, over 300 other people from around the world. We do a Thursday afternoon session. We call it TNL. I'm
excited for that this week.
And of course, we're trading. We got text alerts coming out. We've got some winners all over here. So please join us tomorrow and then learn more about the Legion. And we're very excited to have you.
Fantastic. Thank you for giving us the market update, Romulus, man. And I'll be seeing you in the Discord, the Victory in the Discord. If y'all haven't joined, make sure you do. Links in the description. Thank you, brother.
Tomorrow.
Let's go. Hey. We do the market update, man, because
I get it all.
Money, man.
Yeah, like I love money.
I love money.
I'm a big fan.
Money. I love getting money. Can't capital acquisition is my favorite hobby.
Some of your content that you've come out with recently kind of gave me some peace about my perspective on things recently, because I used to feel guilty like you when people be like, you got to live life a little bit, you got to enjoy, you got to do this, you got to do that, and I would literally feel guilty for who I was.
felt that way before,
Yeah, though I completely related to you. And then when you put out that content recently, that was just like, no, I enjoy life by making money.
I enjoy. Listen, man, because those people, I feel sorry for them. Like, honestly, literally sorry for them because they believe their recreation is the only way to enjoy life. Right? But some of us, find joy out of pushing ourselves. Some of us find joy out of seeing what we're made of instead of what we can get away with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of us find joy in that, you know? And the people who only chase recreation, chase dopamine, can we open this blind? People who only chase dopamine, the problem is they can only have joy sometimes, right? Because you can't, the stuff they're talking about, vacation, all this stuff, there's nothing wrong with it within itself. But if that's your only form of joy, you can only do it sporadically.
Yeah.
Right. But if I can chase victory, we can chase victory instead of chasing dopamine. We can do that every day. And if we can find a way to find joy in that, then we can have joy every day. I'm just as happy.
Yeah.
I'm just as happy sitting at my computer working on some shit, building businesses that help my employee. I'm just as happy doing that as a motherfucker on vacation with some hosts.
Yeah.
Right. You know, I'm literally, and I'm not just saying that. I'm just as happy because, you know, it's when they're talking about joy in life, that recreation shit, there's nothing wrong with it within itself. Right. But it's kind of selfish, right? Right. When you building a business, well, you got to make people. You can't make money. People have to give it to you.
Right.
Right.
Take it.
Yeah. Right. So they have to give it to you for what? What you got to get them? Some sort of value. Right.
Yeah.
So you gotta help people to get money.
Yep.
Right. And then if you got employees or people you work for, right, you're helping them make a living.
Yeah.
For their families, for their kids. Right. So you're helping them. You're giving creating jobs, creating opportunities for people. You know, it's a net positive for the world.
Yeah.
But if you're just if vacation, partying, getting high, casual sex, all that shit, if that's your only form of joy, it only kind of helps you, man.
I want to add on to that because, you know, I kind of fell into the casual sex trap myself.
Did you?
And then when you put out the alpha baller mindset.
Oh, no,
course,
it was the old course.
Yeah.
High value alpha baller.
High value alpha baller. Yeah. Because when I saw you put out that course, I looked at it from a digital marketer's lens. I was like, okay, Brandon's clearly a fucking genius. So like, what is he up to? So I watched it and I watched the entire thing from start to finish. You know, no stone unturned. And the part where you're just like, chasing hoes is low value behavior and waste of time.
Well, yeah, it's just an empty victory, you know?
And so many guys are doing that.
Yeah, it's an empty victory.
It's an empty victory because like you hooked up with some thought.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So did like 100 other dudes.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you can get some sort of like validation. Guys don't understand that sometimes some guys are doing it for validation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, some fucking hoe
Yeah.
thinks that you're awesome, right? Bitch likes everyone.
Who cares?
Right? Who gives a fuck what some hoe thinks?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Bitch got a GED and shit and a fucking and a baby daddy tattoo on her neck. And you happy that she likes you? It's like it's like my son thinks I'm awesome, but he also don't know shit. He's 5, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when he's older, if he thinks I'm awesome, then that means something. Once he knows what's up, you know. But just now it's like it's cool, right? But it's like he's a baby, right? You know what I'm saying?
You know, the whole self-improvement thing is something that I've been doing for a long time. What got you started on it? Like, why did you care and why did you keep going?
Hold that, because I know we got some super chats we got to address.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna take too long. Mi amor, mi novia, ¿dónde está super chato? Por favor. Oh, we don't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Sí, mi amor.
Can you or no?
I can.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We were doing good until you said super chatos.
Super chat. That's not how you say it. All right, we'll work on it. Whatever. What they talking about, man?
Corey gave $1 super sticker.
Nice. I got it. Shout out to you, Corey.
Ashton. Hey, Brandon, 17, now working 2 jobs, writing copy on side 2. I have a Zoom interview for sales associate. Any advice? How to handle age objections?
How do you handle age? Like I wonder if he means he's young.
Yeah.
You got to frame it as a positive. You gotta be like, because that's what I would do. I would say, man, you know, I'm younger, man. I'm hungrier. I got more energy than some of these old guys. I don't got a family that I gotta fucking go home. I ain't gotta pick kids up from school and shit. I'm gonna work harder than anyone on here because I got something to prove.
Yeah.
Where these old guys think, you know, they're gonna come in all entitled. I got something to prove. I want to prove my worth to you. That's what I would frame it as positive. What you think?
I think if anybody shows ambition or like determination to get the job done, I think that will override a lot of negatives.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Frame it as a positive, and they'll be a little excited about that. What else we got?
We have Sanchez, WMLD, L Saucecast. They ambushed you, very disrespectful. What's your thoughts on what just happened?
I gotta watch it, man.
Don't say.
I fucks with Sauce.
I mean, he's a cool guy. I think just the whole ending was chaotic and cancerous. I mean, how are you gonna get mad at me because you're fat?
Damn, man. Damn.
I mean, I don't know. So and then they all started yelling at me, but I don't entertain this kind of low class behavior.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm focused on making money, learning from you, being here, being present with the Victory unit.
Well, you know what, man? Statistically, she gonna die. No, you know what I'm saying? Of obesity related diseases, right? It's not, it's just what it is, especially if she wants to like justify her
28. She's pushing 200.
200 at 28.
I don't even weigh 200 pounds.
She wasn't black, was
she? Vietnamese, I think.
Oh, okay, thank God. All right. Sis is out here embarrassing us. All right, cool, man. Hey, man. Listen, Viet Cong, y'all got to figure your shit out, man. You got to get your girl. You know what I'm saying? what else we got? What else we got for the super chat?
Oh boy.
We have Income Tools. Gave $10.
Income Tools. Shout out. We don't know how much money that is. It could be $1 million. It could be 75 cents. But shout out to you.
I just said it. $10.
Oh, it's $10. Oh man, mi amor, mucho inteligente. Para dinero. All right. Shout out to Google.
We have Extra Guac.
What up,
MLD needed that Thot Repellent on that Sauce Cash show.
Hey man, listen, Extra Guac. Thanks for the fucking. We're gonna get this shit in development. Yeah. We're gonna give him one first, man. They ambushed the brother.
Adorable. Adorable.
Do I need to call Sauce? Hey man, I heard what you did. Who else we got?
We have Mer 3000. They're going to clip that ambush of you without context. Bad look by Adam and Nat when you've worked in good faith with that company. Snakecast.
God damn it.
That's bad.
I didn't know they.
Sorry, they're hijacking your chat.
Oh man, no, it's fine, man.
Send $100 for
it's like, God damn it, man. I like Sauce.
Yeah, I don't think he did it on purpose. I don't think he did it on purpose, but I just think those two girls just went feral.
They just lost it, man. Yeah,
being fat messes with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like how the blood, they ain't got as much blood flow to the brain, right? Because the fat cells are like corrupting it. No, I feel you. What else we got, man?
$10. Hey yo.
Hey yo. Hey man. Thanks, brother. Thank you.
Shout out to MLD. I only did 2 sessions, but his guidance and suggestions helped me get on the right path. I got rid of a lot of self-doubt, enjoying life right now.
Oh, come on. You did some coaching with this brother.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
People can reach out to you for coaching.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Listen, yes, shout out to him, man. You see the weaponry fitness.
Yeah, I helped him design that name because he's a truck driver, right? Okay. And then he wanted to monetize his hobby, which is doing like a lot of like Chinese long swords and weapons and like all this martial arts. He's really good.
Yeah.
So I told him about getting on the organic TikTok push and then put links in the description box, get some money.
Man. Let's go. Shout out to you, brother. What else we got going on, man?
We have Max. Just wanted to say thanks for all the good info.
Hey, man. Hey, you're welcome, Max. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying?
We have Name. BBC, any advice for a 15-year-old to get experience in sales to become more skilled?
You know what, man? Let me think. 15 years old. I don't know, right? I don't know who's hiring children. You know what I'm saying?
I would say just start reading Brian Tracy's books.
Yeah. The Psychology of Selling is real good. Another one, I read when I was 18, I had a sales internship with Abbott Laboratories.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good company.
Yeah, it's a big Fortune 500 company. It was dope. They're based in Chicago, right outside of Chicago. Is a place called Abbott Park. They got their own little city.
Really?
Chicago. Yeah, Abbott Park, Illinois. And I worked with him, and the sales manager there, he gave me a book called the 1 Minute Salesman.
Oh, okay.
And it's really small. It's like, but there was a lot in there that I found helpful. Seriously. So maybe just start reading, upping your knowledge, practicing. I don't know who's hiring children to do sales jobs at this age, but I think when you're ready, the more information you have, the better off you'll be.
Sell, you know what you could do too? Sell those candy things. Like when you buy a box of candy for $40 and you sell it
for the
80.
basketball team.
Yeah. Just lie.
Figure something else out. Yeah, no. That's cool though, man. I like it. You know what I'm saying? What else we got?
We have Alex is the best.
All right.
MLD, you the GOAT, been following your tour, and you the man. Just finished the SOS episode, and that final attack was ridiculous. Ambush, WMLD.
There's a lot of truth in that statement, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of fans here, man. That's what's up, man. The people showing you love. You know, shout out to Alex is the best.
I told him I'd be here on the show. I said at the beginning of Saucecast, I'm going to go do Victory Talk.
Oh,
after.
Nice, man.
Yeah, a little soft plug.
Come on, man. Hey, I like it.
We have
what else we got?
Sister's going to college. She's an obstacle. F that B. Thanks, MLD and Brandy.
Man, I'm glad we can help. I'm glad we can help, man.
Yeah. I had to cut my sister too. I'm just
Come on, man.
You can't talk to me like that.
We not fucking with sisters.
I'm rich over here. You can't talk to me like that. I've pulled myself out of poverty. Like, you know.
She's older, wasn't she?
No, younger.
Younger, really. Usually older sisters that are the worst.
Yeah.
You know, I got one. My other sister's cool. My other one, she's cool. She's cool. All right. Oh, $49. All right.
We have Yadiel. Hey, Carter, I work 60-hour weeks, 10 hours a day of very physical labor, climbing trees. I have your HCT course, but I find myself exhausted. What advice do you have for men like myself who work hard labor jobs and want to break out of it? I'm 21.
Oh, man. Hey, man. Well, first of all, shout out to you for working hard, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, listen, when I'm sometimes I'm in the streets or I'm on I got a lot of fans who work at airports. Or maybe I'm just in the airports a lot and I see my fans there, but they TSA or they'll be like moving shit or doing something, working hard. And they be like, hey, I'm a big fan. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. And I see these guys working hard, even those blue collar job, man. I got like so much respect for that because I come from that world.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? And I got respect when I see these brothers working hard, you know, instead of just sitting around being fucking broke.
Yeah.
Right. They working. Yeah. That shit is fucking dope. Luckily you're young, right? And so, all right, 60 hours a week is not 10 hours a day. All right. But I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? The math ain't on. But, you know, so if you work 60 hours a week, so you sleep, you sleep 8 hours a night. That's 56 hours. Yeah. All right, so now, so he's like 126 hours.
I think so.
112, 116, something like that. I'm not good with mental math. I usually have a big ass calculator next to me, right? But you know, there's still some time. There's still some time. But I think his thing is he's exhausted, right? He's exhausted, right? So. Yeah, 116. 116. Right. Yeah, you're right. 116.
The numbers over here.
That was the calculator. Yeah, okay. Because I did it in my head. I was like, wait a minute, 116. Yeah, he's right. He's right. Okay, cool. That's a lot, right? But there's 168 hours in there every week, right? So you still got time. He's just tired, right? Yeah. So you're 21. Did he say he's 21? Is that what he's
21? Yeah.
Okay. You got that going for you. When you're younger, man, you should have more like energy. Honestly, you know, it starts to degrade. You take it for granted. You know, youth is wasted on the young. You know what I'm saying? You take it for granted. You know, hold on, man. I see this one guy, Spiro Chow. Wasn't he just crying about being fat? Now he talking shit about me. He was just crying. I'm fat and my mama fat. Hey, listen, fuck you and your fat mama. All right, fat ass bitch. You over here crying about this fat hoe, man. Fuck you, you fat motherfuckers. Want you to stop? Listen, man. He wouldn't be. You know what? I'm sorry, man. You can't help being like this. Fat people are not jolly. That's a problem with Christmas. It perpetuates the stereotype that fat people are jolly.
They're miserable.
No, fat people are miserable, man. Like you and your mama, man. Man, you and mama. Here's what you're gonna do, man. Here's what you're gonna do, brother. You're gonna take your mama to the hood, right? The black hood, right? And some fucking black nigga will fuck her. You know what I'm saying? And then she'll start feeling better about herself. And then you'll be in a better environment. You know, like that's the first thing to do. Because she's obviously all fucking she raised a bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So I mean she's a bitch.
It's tough.
Right? Your mom's a bitch. I'm sorry. I can just tell from you, man. You know what I'm saying? So like she raised a bitch. It happens. Right. So first thing we got to do is work on your fat ass mama. Right. And we got to get her to stop being a bitch. Right. So not she can still be fat, but if she's not as mean, right? So you gonna take her to the hood. There'll be some black guy who fuck her fat ass. He's gonna be like, hey man, oh look at that big ass bitch. So look, move that fat out the way. There's some good pussy under there. Right. He gonna start fucking your mom. She gonna feel better about herself. Because black guys will fuck a big ass bitch, right? You know, this is my people. It's not racist if I say it, right? I might be black, I think.
Cultural observation.
So once my niggas start fucking your fat ass mama, you're gonna be in a pleasant, a better home, right? Because she's gonna be a little happier, right? And then that's like we were talking in the beginning, the energy.
Yeah.
Right. It might make you feel better about your life, and you won't be coming on the internet hating on strangers for no reason. Right. And that's gonna be better for you, right? Because once you stop being a hater, then you can start working on yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? So we all praying for this brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all praying for this brother, him and his fat ass mama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That big ass bitch. And you gotta hurry up, man, because fat people die sooner. That is a fact.
Yep.
Right. So you and your mama, you're probably gonna die soon from being fat motherfuckers. Right? That's what happens. That's what happens. All right. So get it together, man. Take your mama to the hood. I suggest you take it to Southside Chicago. That's where I'm from. Some black niggas a fucker, man. Right? Just 53rd and Cottage Grove. There's a liquor store right there. All right. There's some niggas outside of there right now who will fuck your mama today, man. And then what that's gonna do is it's gonna help you have a better environment to live in. I'm sorry, man. What was the question?
No, just this guy's question.
Oh yeah.
I would add to that. So there's a book called Unscripted by MJ DeMarco. It's a sequel to Millionaire Fastlane.
Okay.
And he talks about if you're in a situation like this, when you're working a job and you're too exhausted to study, to get out of the job, to get onto something else, like you're in a very dangerous position because this is going to be your life. Like as you get older, you're not going to get more energetic. You're not going to get more youthful.
You're not. That's what I was alluding to, right?
Yeah.
So, listen, I'm not telling you to take Adderall. But if it were me and I was in that situation where I needed to get out, because I've been in that situation and I needed to get out.
Yeah.
And the only thing holding me back was energy. I do whatever. I'm not telling you to take Adderall. I'm not telling you to take Adderall. But I am saying I would stop at nothing it's called the theory of constraints, right? Right. The theory, when you're trying to accomplish a goal, there's usually a number of constraints, but one is usually bigger than another, right? So if you attack the constraint, the main constraint, then it makes it easier to accomplish the goal.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your constraint is energy. I can't think of nothing I would do outside of I can't think of nothing I would do. I would stay within what's legal.
Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't do anything illegal. I wouldn't do anything outside of my morality. Right. But I would do whatever it took to attack that constraint. Now, I'm not telling you to get on Adderall. Not telling you to do
caffeine pills.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I'm just telling you that you know what your constraint is. Attack it vigorously. All right. What else we got?
He also gave an extra $20 as well.
Oh.
Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. We changing lives.
Gabriel's back.
Hey, man,
Professor
Big
Brandon.
Gabe. What up, man?
How you doing? How different do you think your life would have been had you not gone to military school?
Oh wow.
It's an interesting question, right? Because not everybody who went to that military school is successful.
I had no idea.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I got sent away to military. I got some trouble when I was in high school. You know, before high school, I got sent me to military. You know, just
what'd you do? You beat up somebody?
I mean, just little shit like
beat up the white guy.
Fights. There's no white guys in my neighborhood. At the time, there are now. They're walking around. You know, but you know, I just got a little shit, man. Skipping school, fights, shootouts, you know, little shit, right?
Yeah.
And then I got sent away to military school. And you know what it did though? So when you grow up, this is we're talking about environment. When you grow up in like low income areas, the hood, right? Things seem hopeless. It feels like you can't
escape.
Yeah. You can feel the hopelessness in the air, right? And I saw people with money. I was there on some sort of like affirmative action thing, right? I was like one of the only poor kids there, you know what I'm saying?
You went for free?
Not for free, but like super cheap. You know what I'm saying? Me and my cousin G, right? We got sent, we both got sent there, man. We was bad kids. And there was some really rich kids, man. And I had a roommate, his name was Corey Phillips. And he lived in Wisconsin. Military school was outside of Milwaukee.
That's a white name.
Yeah, Corey Phillips. So Corey's like, hey, Brandon, you want to come to my house for the weekend? And I was like, all right, man. Yeah, cool, you know. And I went, and this motherfucker, he pulled up his fucking mansion. He got all types of cars and shit.
Wow.
And he had horses, man. He owned some, he had horses as pets.
Wow.
And I was like, what? Horses as pets? I thought the only pets I ever seen was like pit bulls and shit. You know, Rottweilers. This motherfucker had livestock. And I just couldn't believe it. And it just it's one thing seeing it on TV, you know, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or some shit, but like to actually see it, the proximity, that changed things for me. It made me think, oh shit. And I started just to apply myself in school. I was like, fuck it, I want to go to college, right? And this was, you know, in the 90s, right?
How old were you when this happened?
I was like 16.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, oh shit. All right, there's still enough time to get good enough grades to go to college. And like, you know, that was the only path back then. You know, I know, like if you didn't go to college in the 90s, the fuck was you doing? You know, so I you know, I started, I said fuck it, and I went and got all A's. Getting A's. High school's a fucking joke. Yeah. And so that was super easy. But I had already fucked up like some of the years before, so I graduated like a 3.5. But I killed the SATs. This is not advice what I'm about to say. It's not advice because I the night before I took the SATs, I was hanging out with some friends. We went to some event in Madison, Wisconsin, at University of Wisconsin in Madison. Like we drove up there. They let us up for the weekend, and we did acid.
God damn.
Yeah, you know, it was white.
Not medical advice.
It was, and I was like, all right, cool. I didn't know how long that shit lasts.
Yeah.
That shit lasts
like a day.
Yeah. So I had to take the SATs the next day. I was like, all right, well, you know what? I'll just take this a bunch of times to pick the best score. This obviously won't be the best one.
God,
I killed that shit.
Really?
Amazing score. So I was like, damn, I wonder what happens if I take this shit sober.
Oh.
I could not replicate those results.
What'd you get?
I don't remember. This is fucking 30 fucking years ago, man. But I'm sorry, I don't remember it off the top of my head. And I think they've changed the way it is now. It's like a little different than it was back then. But it was super good. And I got it accepted into a bunch of good colleges. And I ended up just I went to I went and going to Howard University. That shit was dope, man.
Yeah,
that shit was fucking dope. That shit was fire. I don't know, like I don't even know why people telling kids not to go to college. That shit was dope.
Yeah,
that shit was amazing.
What'd you major in?
Marketing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. School of Business, man. HU. And it was dope, man. Like I really had an amazing experience. Larry Ellison came in, fucking taught some classes. Larry Ellison, one of the richest guys on earth. One of my classes was taught by the CEO of Verizon, you know, shit like that, man. But I feel like I'm talking too much, man. Tell me more about your shit.
I had a similar experience to you because I grew up really, really poor. And so my zoning district for the high school that I went to was like in the richest, whitest part of Orlando, Winter Park.
Oh shit!
Right?
You grew up in Orlando.
I grew up in Orlando. Yeah.
All right.
So we were really poor. Like there's almost never food in the refrigerator. It was like pretty bad, right? And I met a white friend of mine. His name's Jordan. Still friends with him to this day. I love him to this day.
Shout out to Jordan.
He's a good guy. And he invited me over. We were in ROTC class. He's like, hey, you know, my mom is gonna make some food, and like I have a big pool. He's like, we've been friends. Like, why don't you come over and go swimming?
Yeah.
I was like, cool. So I went over there, just expect some like ghetto shithole that I lived in. And then I saw like lawn people and like a functioning family, and like it just blew my mind when I went to the refrigerator and I just saw like it was always full of food.
Oh shit!
Like we ate food until it ran out in my house, and just seeing that and seeing that he had 2 cars and a pool with like a fenced-in thing. You know, the house they lived in was probably like over $1.something million.
Oh, so you're in a $1 million house for the first time.
Yeah, and I'm like a poor child coming from a single mother immigrant, and I, to be honest with you, I didn't get motivated. I got mad. I was like, why did they get to fucking live like this, and I got to starve at home? Like, why does he have like a PlayStation 2 and Metal Gear Solid Sons of Liberty and like all these great games, and like I have like some rinky-dink shithole thing, and you know, I got to sleep in the same bed with my little brother because we only had like one bed for us. We were that poor. Oh shit! And it just, you know, made me like want to study money and success, and like,
it lit a fire underneath.
It did from a young age, and I've always like been a hustler. I've always been working since I was 15. I've always been trying to be better than I am, and I've been on this like path of like self-improvement for a long time.
And I know you help a lot of people with self-improvement.
Yes.
Now you've improved yourself, and now you help other people. What do you think are like some of the main things that are holding men back, man?
I think in America, really, dude, and I hear some horror stories here in Miami, but male thirst is at an all-time high, and it's pathetic.
Tell me more about that.
Well, you need, these dudes are simping for these girls, like sending them money, buying them things, like, you know, giving them praise and attention that quite frankly, these women didn't earn, because these dudes are trying to like get validation through the women giving them some kind of like approval. And I see a lot of these
When
guys.
you say approval, is that like code word for pussy?
Pussy, you know, approval. You know, a lot of these guys just want to be appreciated too. You know what I mean?
They finally want someone to like them.
Yeah,
they want someone to like them.
You just tell them a nice thing or two. And I just realized that that's a big thing that a lot of guys are doing. Like, you know, just the whole endlessly thirsty for girls, like chasing. Like it ends up nowhere.
It's a road to nowhere, man. You know, it's an empty victory.
I see a lot of these older players in like, you know, their mid 40s and 50s, like still going to bars and clubs and like still working 60, 70,000, even making $100,000 a year. But like, I don't know, for me personally, I can't really look at a guy who's like still endlessly chasing pussy and like kind of respect that guy.
Right. It's weird. It's like, I find it weird. You know, I would like, the reason we don't even talk about girls, like how to get girls on this show, is because I just feel like if you handle the other shit,
they'll come.
Yeah. It's like your biggest problem should be too many girls. Yeah. Because you such a G.
Yeah.
Right. And you can make that. You know, you can make yourself like that.
Yeah.
Do you believe that? I want to hear someone, because people are like, Brandon, it's easy for you because you're so handsome, charming, rich, successful.
Yeah.
I had some more jokes, but I'm gonna chill. Like, what do you see? Like, do you feel like anybody can make themselves into the kind of man that like their biggest problem would be too many women?
Yeah, well, I mean, it becomes a time thing. Like right now, there's a lot of women that are interested in me, but I just don't have time. And I like look at their Instagram, I'll see what they're about. I'm like, oof, I don't want this part of my life.
Yeah.
You know, but they're throwing it at me. But you know, I think that another thing that just holds people back in general also is going back to what we said earlier, is just like bad people, bad environments.
Yeah.
Like that's really the number one thing that just drags people down.
Man, you know? What about upbringing? Like, do you think the family plays a lot of role in like how these guys are? Like,
yeah.
They were brought up.
So I'll say this, like, it's hard to get sympathy out of me because like, I was like,
you had the same shit,
dude. It was worse. Like, you know, we had like, there was levels of physical abuse, emotional abuse, never met my dad, you know, poor, sleeping on this person's couch when we were like bouncing from house to house all through middle school. Finally, there's some stability in high school, thank God.
Yeah.
But
that's really difficult. You know, I read. I don't mean to cut you off. Oh, I do. But I'm saying, like, I'm gonna give you some praise, right? The fact that you overcame that. You know, I read a book. It's called First Rate Madness, and it was about the link between, basically psychosis and leadership and how they interplay. But basically, one of the main things they talk about is like instability at a young age is like, it's one of the main leading indicators for like schizophrenia and like real mental problems. Yeah, instability at a young age. Yeah,
wow.
Especially moving around.
Yeah,
like not having a same place.
Yeah,
it's super difficult for children.
I went to 4 different elementary schools and 3 different middle schools.
Bro, I'm surprised you're not out here like fucking shooting shit up. After what I know about how that, right? I'm surprised you ain't like shooting up parking lots and shit.
I had a gun in the car in the Lambo. I was sad driving the Lambo out of there.
So you were able to get how did you get past that and become like you're saying you're a millionaire, you're successful, you out here balling? Like how did you get past that?
I mean,
the one thing, I grew up poor, but I had dope parents.
Yeah.
Like my dad was a G.
Yeah.
My mom super loving. I never had that problem. And I found out how the other day, you know, I was thinking about, I was hearing stories like yours. And I just called my mom. I was like, yo, thank you for not giving me no motherfucking issues, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you get past that thing?
Well, dude, it was really, really hard. And like, it was like literally blood, sweat, and tears. But the thing is, like, I knew that my life was only going to get better if I got better. Like, I was a direct representation of the quality of my life. And, you know, I had just set high standards and high hopes for myself. But
where'd that come from? Because a lot of people in your position wouldn't believe it was possible for them.
Because I just saw other dudes getting money. And
that's
women.
Right. Yeah. And then you had the homie, your boy.
Yeah.
So you saw your boy Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I just seen the quality of life they lived. Like for me, if I could have, I would celebrate if I had $2.50 to buy a Chick-fil-A sandwich at lunch. Right.
I've been there, bro.
I've been there,
but my shit was okay.
You know, and just like coming to a reality of like, this is only gonna get better because I had no dad. I had nothing. And my mom is still struggling. I saw my mom in her 30s and 40s struggling. And I was like, I just don't want this for myself. And I got a mentor. I got a mentor when I was young. And I started learning the power of mentorship. And like, I think another thing a lot of guys need to do, especially in America, here in Miami, you know, I think not a lot of people need to learn to like know their role and shut their mouth. Like know where you fit in the hierarchy. Like I would never come in here and be like, well, Brandon, this is how we're gonna run the show, you know. And like, because you'd kill me. But I think people really need to understand the power of humbling yourself and submitting yourself to someone who has achieved what you want and shutting up and listening. Because a lot of people, everyone want to talk, but they don't listen, and they definitely, a very small percentage of them apply that.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you mentioned that because that's something I think about, like even within my own organization, like I'm the boss, right? But I don't look at myself like that. Like when we're doing some video shit, you know, it's like, all right, Nima's like actually in charge, right? Like Nima can tell me what to do. I'm like, hey man, he's the expert in this shit, right? And so if I go here and tell him, no man, we got to do it like this, like he knows. I don't know how to turn these cameras on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to do any of this. You know what I'm saying? Nima's in charge, right? So it's like, I'll have input of how I want it, or we may come up with a game plan together. But when it comes to execution, a lot of times I'll be like, hey, man, what do you see? Where should we do this? Right? Like, you know, like so it's even someone who's theoretically a subordinate, like you got to be able to humble yourself and let people who are better than you at certain stuff, like, you can't be the leader all the time or just be the boss just because for your ego.
And it's an ego thing too. And like, you know, I see a lot of people in Miami like trying to pretend richer than they are, trying to pretend they're more status oriented. Like, you know, someone's like, oh, did you go to like, you know, this restaurant owned by this singer? And I was like, no, I don't care. Like, I don't care about these things. Like, is the food good? You know, is it healthy? Like, that's the biggest thing. So I think, you know, just the whole knowing your place and having a objective analysis of where you stand in life. Are you fat? Are you broke? Can you get women? Are you using drugs? Are you messed up in the head? Are you addicted to anything? You addicted to pornography? You have to take an objective look at your life and determine where you are, where you want to go, and the certain way you're living your life is going to get you where you want to go. And it's a constant analysis, and like it's like I call it endless optimization. Like you're always trying to get better. You're always trying to do things better. And I think that a lot of people just, I don't know, man. We live in dopamine distraction world. You know, everything, hoes, drugs, money, TikTok, video games, whatever the new thing is out there, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, right? All those things, they pull away at your cognitive load, like you mentioned. You know what I mean?
People are chasing dopamine instead of chasing victory.
Yeah. Cheap dopamine too is the worst. You know? So I just think like it's just really important to be real with yourself. Because honestly, like when I started the live streaming thing, I didn't start it from like a happy place, a positive. I was fucking desperate, dude.
You had to figure this shit out.
I was desperate. I just turned 33, and I was 33 years old, and the year turned over, and I was like, all right, Jonathan, you're a 33-year-old loser English teacher who said you're gonna fucking do these big things on YouTube, and you're not putting out YouTube videos daily. You're not doing this shit.
You're not even trying.
You're not trying to the level that you're capable of. And something needs to change.
That's dope that you were able to be honest with yourself. A lot of people see a fucking chump would have been making a bunch of excuses. You would have said and they would have been good reasons, right? But you said, fuck that. I'm gonna do this anyway.
I'm not blaming anybody because I'm fat.
Nah, it's real. Like you got to take, like it's me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a sign. I feel like that's always a sign of a winner, someone who's like willing to take responsibility. You know what I'm saying? For everything is going on.
Everything.
You know everything. Every part. Even if someone else did some shit, it's like, hey man, I should have seen that coming, or I should have put myself in a position to protect it. Even fucking natural disaster. It's like, oh man, how prepared were you? You know what I'm saying? Like, were you prepared? Did you have it? Did you have fucking the shit in the the canned goods, or like you got really taking responsibility for everything? That's dope. That I think that's a fucking takeaway, man.
I think it really it's, to be honest, it's painful to look at yourself and realize these are some inadequacies that I have. Like, this is
so easy to blame everyone else,
and that's what everybody does. But the thing is, when you don't take responsibility, you leave power on the table. Because
say that again, man. That was hard.
When you don't take responsibility, you leave power on the table. Because that's what they say. It's called taking accountability. You have to take it and realize this is my life. I'm fat because of this. I'm broke because of this. I'm ugly because of this. And in today's modern age, if you're listening to the sound of our voice, you can literally turn your life around. Like, unless you're like listening to us in like India.
If you in Syria,
listen,
I'm sorry, man. You need to chase dopamine, right? And just try to enjoy the time you got left. But if you in a first world country, oh man, you know what I'm saying?
No, and the thing is, it takes a lot of work. And I think a lot of people don't realize. That's why I asked you about like, it is a daily thing you have to do. Like you have to, like the way you and I live is like borderline Patrick Bateman. Like,
people, I definitely get that a lot. Like, oh, this is crazy psycho, but it's like
I would not live any other way.
I just don't want to be regular. Because think about the average person. It's like the average American has less than $1,000 in a bank account, 17 pounds overweight. Like, if you do everything they do, you're gonna probably get similar results.
And that's what I use as motivation. For guys, I'm like, look how easy it is to be above average now. Number one, just don't be fat. Number two, have $2,000 in your bank account. Congratulations.
You're better than you're above average. What you said about responsibility, man, that really hit me because, it can be painful, but at the same time, it's like, wait a minute, if I'm responsible, then I can fix it. If I give the power to everything, this person did this to me, this person does that to me, then there's nothing I can do. I'm just a victim. I can't fix it. But if I'm responsible, then I can change it. Like now I got power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I think it's empowering if you frame it that way. Even like taking, your own emotions.
Yeah.
Right. Like everything, like even, I don't even like to say this person made me mad or this person, this is like, cause that means I don't have control over my own emotion.
That's one of your videos that made me angry recently. Cause you were right. Cause I still get angry sometimes, you know what I mean? It's normal. But, when you're like, no, like people shouldn't be able to sway your emotions.
Yeah. And it's going to happen for sure. Like it happens to me too. You know what I'm saying? I was in a weird mood earlier today, but you got to just reel it in, be able to take, it's going to happen, right? You're a human. You're going to experience the full range of emotions, right? But how long you stay there?
Yeah.
How long does it linger? And how does it affect your production? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Like how long it stays there, how intense it is.
Yeah. And
it's so easy for us to blame other people for our emotions.
Dude, that happened that just happened to me recently. I have an employee and, he was just getting real nasty with me. And I was just like, I want to fucking kill this guy. And I started getting so angry. But then I was reflecting. I was like, and it threw me off for like 2 hours. I was such a bad mood. And, but it made me realize, like, at the end of the day, I got to get my shit controlled.
It happens, right? Like it happens. Because if he has the power to affect your emotions, then you're powerless.
Yeah.
Like he has the power.
He's my master.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To a certain degree, right? So and I'm not saying none of us are robots, but like the more we can bring that in, the more we can like control that and we can control how much it affects us and how long it affects us.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
How you feel me?
And I'm learning that, I'm learning. One thing I picked up from you too is just like, I used to think it was like stupid when people were like, I meditate. I'm like, was this guy gay?
Yeah.
Like, but then not looking at how you operate and then watching people who are like the same level of success as you, like Alex Hormozy, Tony Robbins.
Well, Alex doesn't meditate. You can be successful and not meditate.
I agree.
Right? Alex doesn't meditate. Muddy Berg, he's been on a tear clowning people who meditate recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but I thought, how do I put this? I'm you probably haven't seen a wide range of emotions from me. Since those we know, right?
Right.
It's pretty narrow, right? Not to say I don't go outside of it, but
yeah.
I know Alex and Money Berg. And I don't mean this in no disrespectful way, right?
No, of course.
My range of emotions is a lot more narrow than theirs. So I'll just, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's deliberate.
Yeah.
And
when I first met you, I noticed, I was like, God, this guy's like so fucking stoic. Like,
that's something I worked on.
Dude, it's working. Cause like, when I meet people like you, I always tell people you're my mentor. And
thank you. That's high praise, man.
I mean,
that's why we put out the baller mindset course. Cause I want more of that.
Yeah.
It's for free. The link's in the description. That baller mindset. I want more of that. That's what I live for now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I mean, I honestly, like, that's why when I asked you, can I come on the show? I was like double text. I was like, you sure I could come on Victory Talk?
I'm excited to have you. You my dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and you were able to change some of your stuff around because we do this on Tuesday. So I appreciate. He stayed a day later to do this, and you did the valuetainment. You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like it worked out really in your favor. But I was like, damn, I would love to have you on, but we do it on Tuesdays. And you said, fuck it, I changed my shit. I was like, oh man, my man, that's what's up.
Extend the trip. I mean, the boss makes the, you make the call. I got to say yes.
Hey man, my man, I appreciate it. Listen, man, we running out of time. We running out of victory time. We run out of victory time. Do we have another? I think there was one like really expensive victory chat. I'd like to say his. What did victory say?
We have Mav. Did the time exercise, big bro. My hours, work and study, 64 hours sleep, 50.25 morning and night routines, 16.5 gym, Thai, yoga, 12 social,
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai. One more, so I'm not a rich dork like MLD and FNF. Say travel, 14.5 less chill, 2.25 clean. Total is 168 hours.
Why
pretty much he did what you told him.
Oh, I like that part. You can't be clowning the homies, man. Damn, I'm conflicted. No, him. He just called you
a rich dork
and Fresh. My friend's a rich dork, but he also gave me a bunch of money and gave me a bunch of praise. So it's like I'm conflicted. Listen, come on, man. You can't be clowning the homies, man. Those are my guys. You know what I'm saying? These are my boys. What are you saying? Nothing dorky about this dude. It's my man. Look at that suit. It's a sharp suit.
It's Laurel Piana.
Come on.
They don't even know Laurel Piana.
They don't even know who it is. Come on, Math. Oh man, Math. Listen. You're on the right track. There's a few. There's some tweaking to do.
Little optimization.
You got a little optimization, man. But you're on the right track. You're starting off right. You know what I'm saying? You can't clown the homies, man. Come on, man. Oh yeah. That was not a compliment. I read it wrong. I'm stupid, man. Anyway, thanks for the money, dumbass. All right, yo.
Good thing we're going on.
I was trying to be nice to him, man. I was actually trying to be nice to this dude. You know what I'm saying? He was trying. Okay, I get what he's saying.
He was quick.
I get it. He was trying to be super like, oh, I don't have any fucking time left. I got, you know what? Hey, man, I don't have any time left. I used all my hours. I guess you just can't win. Is that what you want me to tell you? Is that what you want me to tell you? You just can't win? You want me to tell you that? Oh, it was a compliment. Am I reading this shit wrong? Oh, okay. My fault. All right, man, I love you. I'm sorry.
I keep saying, but it's no comma. That was a compliment.
Oh, okay. There's the no comma. The no comma was fucked me up. All right. I digress. This is getting off the rails. Math. All right. Where was I at? I'm glad it helped you. Oh, that was a compliment. Oh, so he's not a rich dork. He wants to be like you. That's what he meant. Is the comma, the lack of comma is fucked it up.
All right.
He's okay. So I'm not a rich dork.
Oh, like MLD and FNF say.
I read it wrong. Yeah. He fucks with you. All right, man. Mav, I fuck with you.
Thanks, Mav.
I knew there was something wrong. It's like, how this can't be right. Mav seems like a cool guy. But I thought he was dissing the homies.
That was a compliment. Damn, my bro. I'm saying
okay, my fault, Mav.
I'm saying to not be a rich dork.
Hey, Mav. Man, shout out to you, brother. I apologize.
Those crypto dudes, Miami, the rich dorks.
Come on, man. Hey, Mav. We don't want you. Hey, I like where your head is at, brother. I think that's a good place to end this. Mav, I'm sorry for anything crazy I said about you when I thought you was dissing the homies. I see why a lot of people don't do this live. Yeah, I get it.
You're killing it.
I get it. Hey, man, thank you, man. Hey, man, I learned this shit from you.
Well,
all right, we had the fucking discussion. Thank you, man. Wouldn't be no fucking victory talk without this man. So show him some love. You know what I'm saying?
Also, Brandon, before we finish, so as you also said, just a reminder, the bottom mindset course, first link in the description.
It's free.
And guys, make sure you go and follow our audio podcast on on Spotify and all of the other audio podcast platforms. And in case you want to find the link, it's going to be at the bottom of the description. There's a link that says listen to the audio podcast. You go there, you pick any of the platforms that you typically tune in.
Even Google.
Yeah, podcast? We got all of that. Yeah, all of the weird
stuff.
Even
Google Podcast.
Even that. Yeah, even that.
That's what's up.
Just make sure you do that. And once you just listen to one or two episodes, make sure you leave a review and share it with others so they can also be in need of Thot Repellent soon.
Yeah, hey, come on, man. Let's go. Hey, man. Thank y'all. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. See y'all next week.